Eamonn versus Schofield. Okay, I think you need to see. Everyone needs to go see this. So there are 2 different videos out on YouTube, right? And one is of Eamonn Holmes, who is from Northern Ireland, and then there's another one by Phillip Schofield. So if you're not from the UK, you might not know what the hell I'm going on about, right? Well, these are sort of mid-level television hosts, right? Phillip Schofield took over the job from Eamonn Holmes, right? My countryman, Eamonn Holmes. And Phillip Schofield, right, after being married for the past 40 years, came out as being gay like a year ago. And him and his co-host had a falling out recently, and she's distanced herself from him once she heard that this story was coming out, that Phillip Schofield had allegedly been grooming a young boy from childhood into adulthood, and then started, you know, getting down and dirty with him, for lack of a better term, right? And this story was coming out, and Eamonn Holmes got ahead of it, right? Because he didn't want people to say, oh, you knew, blah, 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 blah. And Eamonn Holmes, right? People do not like Eamonn Holmes. He did his own interview, right? So Eamonn Holmes doesn't like Phillip Schofield for the simple fact that Phillip Schofield took over Eamonn Holmes' job, right? So he left Channel 3, which what I call it, ITV or whatever, right? UTV, whatever it is, and went to this no-name brand channel called GB News, right? So they've done this interview. So he's an employee of GB News. So he's sitting down in a wee granny's house. So what I want you to notice is how much of a granny Eamonn Holmes has become.
This for basically what are we talking to loose women for, and they felt very demeaned by the whole thing.
So there's another show with his wife is on, I think, and it's called Loose Women.
To the point was, I know the one loose woman that would have supported them, and she would do that because that made her, she liked mixing in circles where she thought would open doors for her.
So this is a very soft sell interview. It's not even an interview. It's just they've put Eamonn beside one of his colleagues here, and he's just asking him questions so he can slag off Phillip Schofield, right?
What did you know about this young man?
So that's all this is about. What did you know about this? So Eamonn is just jumping on here, doing an exclusive to throw Phillip Schofield under the bus. Now, Eamonn in the middle of this starts talking about what a nice guy he is. Ask anyone how nice I am. Look at him. Look how much of a granny he is. Look at this clock. If you needed any...
So many.
Look, as if this wasn't enough to tell you that Eamonn Holmes is an absolute grandmother. Although, look at this, a candle in a glass thing. We've got a little, you know, mechanical clock that every grandmother has, right? As if this hair wasn't granny enough, look at how he's holding his phone. He's got one of these folding phones. Unbelievable. And look at this little zip-up cardigan sweatshirt he's wearing.
His comment that working on a Friday show with you and Ruth was so different than during the week. And you
so how nice am I, says Eamonn, right? Amen, Holmes. Shout outs to all the junglers. Or perhaps don't. So I highly recommend this little granny interview that Eamonn Holmes has done. Maybe I'm not selling it well, but you need to go watch this. There's the link in the chat right now. This only comes second to the Phillip Schofield thing. So I'm going to get the link for that right now. Give you a little taster of that. This is just a quick recommendation. If you like cringe viewing, right now, this Phillip Schofield interview is akin to the Prince Andrew interview. So whenever someone is completely caught out and lying to everyone, you can read it all over their face, you know. It oozes out of them, and this is spectacular. You know, did anybody watch this? Watch that Prince Andrew documentary? I think it's on Netflix, maybe. No, it's on Channel 4. That's well worth a watch. It was very interesting. Watch that Prince Andrew interview as well. Phillip Schofield interview. So we did a few interviews here. One of them, he is vaping throughout. Look, have you ever seen a guiltier face in your entire life than this here? Look at that. He is completely rotted. So this guy was like beloved by the nation. Like everyone hated Eamonn Holmes. That's probably why Eamonn Holmes is jumping for joy right now. So everyone hated this guy. But look at him. He has completely deteriorated facially in the last week. So long story short, his brother apparently was outed as being a non-pedo. Excuse me. And this guy said, as far as I'm concerned, I have no brother. While behind the scenes, he was allegedly grooming him.
I know,
So this is an interview with The Sun, exclusive. But he also did one of these weird little interviews where he's practically interviewing himself, right? He set up a whole photo film shoot here. And we'll show you a second from that in a second.
Absolutely no. There is no question I did a bad thing. First time.
Right, we're going to show you the vape, okay? So shout outs to Red Bar. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Jules, for protecting me with this disclaimer. So they on Red Bar, they did a hilarious piece where there's this girl called Dasha. She used to go out with Adam Friedland from Cumtown podcast. Excuse my language. And she was on Megyn Kelly. And during the interview, she does a sneaky little vape during the live televised interview. It's like, you can't wait 10 minutes for your shitty little vape. Just wait, you're on national television. So Schofield, right, I think it was Ducky Meow sent me this vape shot here, which I missed. It's absolutely epic. So if you know Phillip Schofield, he's like, you know, beloved by the nation for so long. He came out as being gay and everyone was like, well done, you've been living a lie your whole life, well done, you've been cheating on your wife, congratulations, right? Everyone loved him for it. But now it's come out that he's, you know, a wrongin'. That whole facade, that whole prim and proper outward image has just, it's completely wiped from his face. He looks like a golem now.
I hope it goes okay. He was never going to out me. No.
He looks like a boglin.
No one was going to out me.
Yeah, there'd be accusations.
Vaping.
That you groomed him.
He's vaping on cam.
I did not. I did not. I mean, there are accusations of all sorts.
Look at it, the smoke's still coming out. Who do you think you are? Little Roni? Who do you think you are? Wee Joe in the back of the cypher vaping? Disrespectfully?
Sorts of things.
And you are still friends?
Look,
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is
he's
obviously...
still vaping it, look.
This entire show has... I haven't spoken to it.
So Gordon the Gopher, Gordon the Gopher has been,
yeah, this is that...
Gordon the Gopher has had his good name tarnished, okay? Let's check in with the chat, see what they're saying. GB News is racist, says Raw. I love an accusation. Racist populist is GB News, apparently. That's what the chat are saying here. He looks like he's on one of those predator catcher things. Well, he effectively is.
Yeah.
It is accepted by Leonardo DiCaprio. It is not accepted if it's in the gay world. Although
It's not accepted if it's in the gay world, but... So he did a lot of dancing around, you know what happened. So people are annoyed with him because he allegedly groomed a guy from being a very young child. He pulled favors to get this kid work. And then, you know, he ended up, you know, jerking around with him. Right? Consensually or not, it's weird. So he's throwing DiCaprio under the bus. Because DiCaprio is obviously, you know, a giant movie star and he dates models. It's a bit different, I think. I'm sure Leonardo DiCaprio has all his stories, but Leonardo DiCaprio does not look like a boglin, you know, grew a body.
we both know that it happens in every world.
So he's excusing himself. Let's click on this one here.
You've had
So this is on BBC News, but I'm not sure this is a BBC News shoot, right? There is no branding on this to say it's BBC. I think this is a self-shot interview. Can anyone confirm or deny this here? Now, the reason I think it's a self-shot interview is because the everything to do with the production is just a bit off. It's a bit janky. I think that Schofield has hired this all himself. I think this guy is giving him softballs. If it was the BBC, we would see some, you know, a bit more like the Prince Andrew thing. There is no way ITV staff didn't know this dude, what this dude was up to. Yeah, he's just casually going for lunches with a young fella. He looks like CBBC Palpatine, says Rob. Let's see. Andy Peters is safe. There was no dominance between him and Ed the Duck. They were just a pair of lads. I can't remember who Andy Crane's puppet was. Andy Peters never needed to come out. Lamau, says Rob. The vape is called Lost Mary as well, which I think is hilarious. What, that flavor? The turquoise blue? He certainly is a Lost Mary, lol, says Rob. Schofield, they're calling him in the chat. Andy Crane was Ed the Duck as well, says Rob. You need an old BBC reference cleared up? Ask Rob in the chat here.
How are you?
Oh my God, have you ever seen such drac? So here's another reason why I believe that this is not a BBC production, right? So first reason, there's no BBC branding. The shot is just a little off. I don't think the BBC would shoot this here. You know, they'd have a nicer set. I don't think they'd have these things in the shot if this was the BBC. It looks very cheap. Looks very shitty, like they're in a crappy, cheap hotel room or whatever. He's got a bottle of Fiji on the floor here, while there's two glasses here. Don't know who this guy is. Does anybody know who produced this? I think Phillip produced this himself. So the white balance is different from this shot. He looks very orange and red.
Quite the week. How are you?
And then it cuts to this one. Completely grey, desaturated, right? Two different lighting situations here. I don't think the BBC would tolerate something like that. There's quite a lot of shadow there. I bet Schofield shit his bags when he saw the rushes. Damn it, how are we going to color grade this? I can't afford a colorist. The editor's fleecing me. He's also charging an extra bonus on top for color grading.
I think I understand.
I think I understand. Oh, you're so weak. You're so weak and pathetic. We need to help you. We need to forgive him. That's what he's going for here. And then he tried to pull the, oh, I'm going to commit suicide if everyone doesn't forgive me immediately. That's what he says in this.
How Caroline Flack felt.
Now I know how Caroline Flack felt. So Caroline Flack, didn't she off herself because she couldn't take the pressure of being famous or something like that? But look at that little pre-rehearsed line. How dare you bring Caroline Flack up? How dare you muddy the name of our beloved Caroline Flack?
Shit's balls.
You're a disgraciado, Philip, as the mob would say. Would you rather be trapped in an elevator with Phillip Schofield or Eamonn Holmes? I think you'd be safer with Phillip Schofield, to be honest. As long as you're not a young person, a young fella. His words say not guilty, but his face is saying arrest me. How dare you bring up Caroline Flack? That is such a low, dirty, down, rotten, low thing to do, Philip. That is a really low thing to do. And I'm surprised that wasn't the headline. Phillip Schofield, quote-unquote, alleged nonce, drags Caroline Flack's name through the mud. How dare you? Look at this. Mr. Sympathy.
Last week
I was thinking about jumping myself if it wasn't for my children. And do not bring your children into this either. Don't mention Caroline Flack. Don't mention Holly Willoughby. Don't throw other people under the bus. Like Leonardo DiCaprio. Just slink off. Just slink off. If you're innocent and didn't cause any crimes, then slink off into the nether realms. Please. It's the only thing that you can do, because doing an interview where you're vaping with the son of all people, the only people who will allow him in, and then he does a self-shot pity party. Phillip Schofield said he has lost everything and that his career is over. You're lucky that's all that happened. Following the affair he had with young male colleague, the former This Morning presenter apologized, but the pair were not boyfriends and said they only had 5 or 6 romantic encounters over a few months. However, Schofield said that the affair was a grave error and added, I shouldn't have done it. Where are your lips? Don't look at me like that. All right. This just can't be anything but comedy. And Philip is saying there are no victims here. But, you know, everyone thinks differently. So, by the way, Holly Willoughby probably knew this was all going on, right? But the fact that she distanced herself from Phillip Schofield just lets you know that she knew it was going to come out. So that's why she fell out with him, right? Eamonn was like, he's no talent. Why is he so high up? And was like, well, yeah, remember Uncle Jimmy? Yeah, so Eamonn was like big time jelly of Phillip Schofield. So I highly recommend watching those as a double feature. The Eamonn Holmes one, and then watch this one after that. And then you could also watch the Sun one for dessert. Stop looking at me, Schofield. You do not deserve to behold me. Philip would be apologetic if he got in a lift with you. Eamonn would sour your pint from the other end of a bar, says GoogleTube. Yeah, when you asked me whoever asked who would I rather be stuck in a lift with, I thought Schofield, because you could defend yourself against Schofield. You know, he's like a waif. You know, you could keep him away from you if he attacked you. But Eamonn Holmes would, like, I imagine, you know, Eamonn Holmes crushing you up against the side of the enclosure. You would never get out. He would grandmother kiss you to death.
I wouldn't be here.
GoogleTube says, if you're all not careful, I might kill myself. Remember what's her name? Yeah. That's Rob's voice you're doing. So sorry, I have one English voice. Imagine watching that and just thinking, poor guy. Yeah, there's at least some people who do think that. I'm sure of it.
And they've guarded me.
Guarded me, my children. My children. Right, so let's see if we can find this. Holly Willoughby returns. I can't believe she returned. Admits being let down. So is this the clip here? Let's try this.
Right, deep breath. Firstly,
you're phony, you're fake, you're the kind of people I hate.
You're okay. I hope so. Feels very strange indeed sitting.
Wait, what?
Are you okay? Right.
Oh, fuck off, Holly.
Firstly, are you okay?
Firstly, are you okay? No, I'm not. Now that I've seen your phony, baloney, little bullshit story that you're trying to peddle to us all. You're trying to say you didn't know. You're trying to crack you didn't even know. I'm not buying it for one goddamn second, Holly. I refuse to listen to it a single second longer. Firstly, are you okay? No, I'm pretty fucking far from okay. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Conor.G Show.